Why is it that the entire monetary and fiscal policy of a nation should be controlled by one or a couple people, such as Jerome Powell or Christine Lagarde or Janet Yellen? In a free market, you wouldn't have state entities operating the most necessary marketable good in a market environment, which is money, the medium of exchange. This isn't a product of individual choice. This is a product of state apparatus, combined with the banking history of special privilege, interest, and fiduciary money. But what I want to focus on today is the philosophy of Bitcoin. And this isn't going to be about cryptos, because cryptos are actually something separate. They're considered altcoins. And this is going to be a general overview. I'm no Satoshi Nakamoto. And I'm also not an engineer, so I won't dive too deep into the technical aspects of Bitcoin. But as far as a philosophical standpoint goes, whoever controls the money has some power. And how can it be that people can hold in their minds that governments historically have abused power from time to time, but all of a sudden when it comes to money, they have no special interests lined up for them? What Bitcoin is a decentralized digital service fulfilling the role of the medium of exchange. Gold is a physical commodity that acts as a medium of exchange, but the issue with gold is that it comes from the ground, it's dirty, it has other uses, you can make more gold actually, and Bitcoin is the hardest, and what I mean by hard is an asset that cannot increase its supply, which means there's a set scarcity to it. And again, there's value derived only subjectively from the minds of human beings. If there were no human beings on the planet, then value wouldn't exist. There wouldn't be things for people to value. I mean, there would be things for people to value that exist, but there would be no people able to value those things. So when it comes to Bitcoin, it's decentralized in the fact that there is not one central node, such as the Federal Reserve, who's able to create more money. Bitcoin, it has the power and the potential to undermine the nation state. Now, the nation state is what the United States is, and what fiat currency has allowed for is the creation of a military-industrial complex. This is probably the main issue with fiat currencies, is their ability to print money to initiate wars, because what has resulted from this dynamic is a $5 trillion honeypot that the people who have a hand in that pot are actually willing and have murdered children over. So if you alter the money, you essentially alter these people's ability to have these effects in a society. And that's why Bitcoin is one reason why it's a beautiful creation, because it, regardless of these bad actors' desires for power and whatnot, you have to go back to a hard money. The US dollar is easy money. There's nothing cheaper in a society to create money with than paper or cotton. Now, people are having to work more, because when you increase the supply of money, each individual monetary unit decreases its value. So now it costs more money to pay for the same amount of goods. You can't make a society richer by just increasing the amount of pieces of paper in a society. That's nonsense. Wealth actually comes from goods exchanging for goods, money playing the mediator between that. So it's like a balloon. The more prosperous you are, the balloon increases, it inflates more. There's more things you can have. So at this moment, what's very interesting is a period where people are beginning to become more informed about Bitcoin, as well as beginning to adopt it. The value fluctuates, but that's not the most important part. The most important part is its ability to be used in transactions, which it is capable of doing. As you've seen, people are accepting payments in Bitcoin. If you look at like El Salvador, for example, people are actually living with a Bitcoin legal tender. So it is possible to actually adopt Bitcoin as the legal tender. And then you go into a world where if Bitcoin is the legal tender around the world, and this is just theorizing, then you again decrease on the unproductive aspects of a society, which is pretty much all the things the government funds, including the state apparatus itself. And you go into this Renaissance 2.0, where people are no longer politicized, as well as they're no longer anxious about conflicts that do not matter. And people get to focus on developing themselves as spiritual beings. And what I mean by that is diving into self-actualization, the top part of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. That's a beautiful thing, I believe. I believe that's a beautiful thing. Some people would say otherwise, including college professors who teach most of the social sciences or the studies that offer nothing beneficial to a society. Thank you.